Good afternoon. Welcome back to Facebook Live and Oneida Live on YouTube. We're here on the Oneida Nation Reservation in Wisconsin. I'm Bobby Webster. I'm the PR director. And I have to apologize. I do have a mint in my mouth today. We're in a room and it's very dry. I was starting to cough, so I thought, I don't want to cough my way through the segment, so I did pop them into my mouth. So excuse me for doing that today. With us, we have Councilwoman Jenny Webster. And Jenny, as we know, has been a champion for the Oneida Reads initiative. And she has been promoting and working with the staff and with everybody, with the community, to make sure that we continue to work on this initiative. We've had her on here several times to talk about it. And today she's going to give us her legislative update on Oneida Reads, as well as a few other things that she's working on. Jenny, welcome.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you for this opportunity to share with you today. I love to talk about the importance of Oneida Reads. And today I want to share some details on the upcoming second annual Oneida Reads Summit. So our second annual summit will be on November 19th. The event takes place at the Oneida Hotel. Registration starts at 12:30. The program starts at 1 o'clock and will conclude at 3:30.
Do you still have time for people to register to attend?
We do. We have space for 250 people. Right now we are at about 160 people. So I believe the slide will show with the QR code on the screen, so you can register there. Attendees include Oneida employees, our collective impact partners, our community members. We hope to especially encourage community members to register who are listening today on Oneida Live. So that seating is limited, so be sure to register as soon as you can. Like I said, the QR code will be on the screen as well.
All right, well, we know that there's a good support base here, and we want people to make sure they register. So even if you just register the day before, just make sure that you get on and fill it out. Tell us a little bit about what's going to be covered at the summit.
Okay. The agenda includes updates on the work that Oneida Reads has been doing, as well as opportunities for the attendees to discuss the topics within the table groups. We hope to gain valuable insight that will help us plan the next year of Oneida Reads, our actions for Oneida Reads. The 4 focus areas of Oneida Reads will be covered. That's kindergarten readiness, school attendance, how reading is taught, and then out-of-school learning. We'll also focus on the foundation of Oneida Reads, which is data, creating awareness, and family engagement.
Sounds like some good things. Can you tell us a little bit about what's the real target of our, is it elementary school, all grades? You know, what are we looking at targeting?
Well, I think our initial target was kindergarten through 3rd grade, because we were able to collect that data from the state. We were able to scoop that up and then kind of analyze that and realize that there's a real, we're in crisis with our reading proficiency for 3rd grade readers. And then after we looked at that data a little bit more, realized, well, you know, we can maybe help with the younger grades, kindergarten, Head Start as well. And then that reading, if you're not able to read in 3rd grade and you're in 4th and 5th grade, that struggle just continues there. So we're hoping to, you know, maybe someday expand that. But of course, our focus is to create awareness within the community. I was just at the hairdresser the other day, and my hairdresser Cora said, you know, Jenny, that program you're associated with, she said, my niece took some tutoring over the summer, and she said she's a reading machine now. She's reading everything, you know, menus at the restaurant and stuff, and it was just, you know, she forgot the name, Oneida Reads, but it was good to hear that out in the community.
Yep, it's effective.
It's making a difference.
And that's what we want. We want people to realize the effectiveness of Oneida Reads, as well as it's important. Our kids all want electronics. They want their iPads. They want their phones. And they have to learn to read, especially texting. I I mean, sometimes I think it ends up being a shortcut and it gets more to phonetics than actual,
Right.
what they need. But if it's helping them read, those are the kinds of tools that we have that are available to them. And parents, that's something you should take a look at, using your phone, using their iPad, iPod, making sure, even going down the street, you see something, a restaurant. Well, they can read the word Longhorn, they can read the word McDonald's.
Right.
So using those tools in teaching the kids. So it's really important. We are going to put the QR code up for the registration link up on our screen. And we will also place the sign up link in our comments page. So watch our screen and get your phone out, get ready.
Okay.
Jenny, is there anything else we're missing you want to share about the summit, Oneida Reads?
It's free to attend. Again, it starts at 1 o'clock, it goes till 3:30. So if you're able to, and I believe it's an in-service for a lot of schools that day, so if you're available to attend, we encourage you to come see what Oneida Reads is all about.
All right. Thanks for sharing the information, and we're making sure that the next slide shows the QR codes for Oneida Reads, Facebook page, and the website. So we're getting those up on the screen. And anything else, Jenny?
While we queue up those for the screen, I just wanted to, let you know who the leadership team is for this. So I'm, of course, the community champion. David Jordan is our connector. Mark Paulus is our leader engagement, and he helps to build awareness and with the messaging. And then from the education and training team is Eric Krychek, Oneida Early Education Center, Oneida Early Intervention, Oneida Head Start, Early Head Start, and Oneida Youth Enrichment Services, and Ann McConnor from the Youth Enrichment Center is our project manager and our change lead. So just to give you a flavor of some of the speakers that are going to be there, some of our partners for the welcome and the Thanksgiving address, Junior Miss Oneida, Willina Big John will be there. Chairman Tahasi Hill will be sending a videotaped message beforehand. He's unable to make it. And then Mark Paulus will review the 4 focus areas. We have an invite out to Wisconsin State Superintendent, Dr. Jill Underly, Oneida Early Education Center, Director Josh Cornelius, Ann McConnor from Oneida Reads Project, and our Oneida Reads ASQ team, which is Dr. Karen Lane, Dr. Valerie Hay, Jay Martinez, and Michelle Miller. We also have an invite out to Carla Witkowski, Rose Navarro Redhale, Tanya Lopez Martin, Tanya Skenador, who's the education manager from Head Start. And there's a number of other invites and attendees that will be there that have been on this journey with us. Sarkis Wentland from CISA 7, our Seymour staff, Orlena Batiste, Vicky Strzelewski, Jesse Ortega. So there's been a number of people who have helped us with the tutoring, helped us build awareness in the community. So we're really looking forward to our second annual summit coming on November 19th. So if you're able, please join us for that. And I just also wanted to share some of the items that Oneida Reads was
All right.
able to produce over this past year. We've got bookmarkers with those 3 clans on. We also have some stickers that we were able to hand out at some of the events that we've gone to, Family Fun Nights for some of the schools, Seymour, Pulaski, and then at the Oneida Powwow, our Oneida Printing was able to put together Oneida Reads coloring book for the children. So those went really fast at the powwow.
Are they still available anywhere?
There's a few, and we're hoping to order some more.
Okay.
So I'm pretty happy about that. So if we have the video,
So you didn't send me the video, but I can put the link in the description.
okay.
All right.
So-
We don't have the video ready to play, but we're going to have a link down in our chat for that to play, for the link. So after we're finished, just take a look at it. And are those T-shirts available? We got a comment on the T-shirts.
Oh, they are not. We did have these made up. We had a large group of our partners, and we had made those up for the students. And then they asked if anybody else internally wanted extra T-shirts. So maybe we'll put that on the list, our wish
Yeah, I
list,
think
to
that'd
maybe
be great
get
to
those
see the
made.
kids with the shirts.
Right. I know you've seen the crown. We've had the crowns here. We had
We have our crown.
crowns made up for them. So looking forward to that. Again, sign up on the link if you're able to make it. We'd love to have you. Governor has been invited as well. Of course, you know he's a former superintendent, so his heart is here with us as well. So just some of the other things that I've been working on just this past week. On Tuesday, I was able to go up to Kashina for Great Lakes Intertribal Council. They were having their 60th anniversary, 60 years for Great Lakes Intertribal Council. And what that is all the tribes coming together kind of as a united front to address issues. They had a timeline over the past 60 years, and it was really nice to see Norbert Hill, a picture. I think he had hair back then.
Yep.
Loretta Metaxen, some of our former leaders that understood the impact that if tribes come together, the impact that the tribes can make. So that was on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I went back up to Kashina for the Great Lakes Intertribal meeting. Of course, we had a business committee meeting here, so chairman was here for that. And a lot of the discussion there focused around the food share, government shutdown and the food share, the need for food in our communities, with a lot of our areas being a food desert. And then Oneida was tasked with putting together some data to be able to send a letter to our congressional Wisconsin delegation in Washington. So I appreciate Melinda's help on that. So what she had to do actually was request data from all the tribes. So I know sometimes we get frustrated with having to fill out surveys and data, but that's what those decision makers need. We would go to a TAP event. We have to sign in. Head Start, we're signing in. How many children were there? All that data gets compiled for the decision makers, for our grants and for some of our funding. I just want to touch on the government shutdown. I was scheduled to go to Minneapolis next week for a VAWA consultation, that is Violence Against Women Act consultation in Minneapolis. That was canceled. The following week, I was scheduled to go to Administration for Children and Families. That's the the federal committee that I'm a part of. That was canceled as well. So just knowing that those federal shutdowns are really starting to affect tribes. Had a CDC meeting scheduled Zoom this afternoon. That was canceled. Just so we're unable to get updated information and share that with our community. And then on a personal note, I wanted to also share about the Holy Apostles Fall Harvest Dinner. That is happening November 1st. It's normally in October, but due to scheduling conflicts, we've moved that to November 1st. I know Methodist just had theirs this past weekend. Hopefully you made it to that. But if you didn't, November 1st is your day for a full turkey dinner at the parish hall. I know we normally go through about 28 turkeys that day. And that's all donated from our community members. Then I also wanted to touch on Bobby, if you want to bring your hats and mittens out. Oneida is also doing a Bundle Up Oneida. They're requesting from the community scarves, gloves, boots, coats, snow pants. It's called Bundling Up Oneida, one coat at a time. The collection date started this past Monday, October 20th, and it runs through November 20th. The drop-off is at 2640 West Point Road, Green Bay, door number 5. That's the economic support door. Donations of all types, gently used or new winter items for all ages. Again, gloves, scarves, boots, coats, snow pants for our community. I know
New or gently used.
new or gently used. We just had, I think there was a slight frost out this morning.
There was. Very
So
cold.
Getting ready for winter. So if you're able to help with that, they'd appreciate that to keep our community warm. Thank you. That's all I have for today.
That's a lot, Jenny. We do appreciate it. And we do know that the coloring books are back in stock. So if you go to Oneida's Facebook, Oneida Reads Facebook, you can see that they have at least 500 for the community events coming up. So
Okay.
those coloring books are back in stock, and we appreciate it. And as I said, there is a link in our chat for the video that we were talking about. We've got a few things coming up and just wanted to share. Trick or treating on the reservation will be on October 31st, and it will be from 3 to 6. Now, this year Halloween is on a Friday, so we expect a lot more activity, both traffic as well as kids. So we did push our trick or treat up to 3 o'clock when they get a little more daylight. It's Friday, people are heading north, they're going out. We think there's just going to be increased activity this year because it does fall on a Friday. So be careful, especially if you're driving. No texting and driving. Watch out for all those little kids out there trick-or-treating. On our Facebook, we'll have some holiday information, some safety, as well as for the kids walking, as well as for the drivers. So remember that our trick-or-treat hours are from 3 to 6 on October 31st. Also on November 20th, we're going to do our annual Lighting the Bridgeway, and that's a favorite time of year for so many. We have the bridge and all of the pine trees past the bridge that are all lit up. Thank you to our departments that work together to do that lighting. Our DPW, our electricians, our planners, everybody gets out there to make sure that Oneida Nation looks very festive through the holidays. And we flip the switch at 6 o'clock on November 20th. And it's a couple days before deer hunting season because we know on November 21st, all the traffic heads north. All those hunters and those deer hunter widows, they get out. And so we want Oneida to look awesome. And our veterans every year have been very, very helpful, and they provide us with some hot refreshments every year, free to everybody. As well as we have our Oneida hymn singers that sing Christmas carols in the Oneida language on a horse-drawn wagon. So it's going to be a great day, Thursday, November 20th. And then finally, we just want to remind you that tomorrow, the Elder Food Box distribution is under the water tower on Water Circle Place, and they begin at 10 a.m. distributing those food boxes. And as Councilwoman Webster said, food distribution, the SNAP program, those federally funded programs and initiatives, they might start thinning out, and it's going to be very important that we take advantage of these programs and help those elders who this might give them an extra meal or some extra groceries to help them out. We also have our Oneida royalty that are going to be there helping out. They're going to help distribute the boxes. Miss Oneida, Junior Miss Oneida, I'm not sure about Little Miss, those are some big old boxes, but if she comes, she'll be there at least to help wave and hand out flyers. So that's tomorrow. And is there anything we forgot, Jenny?
I think we've covered everything.
Sounds good. We thank you so much for coming. You're always so reliable and so helpful to us.
Don't forget, bundle up, Oneida.
Yep, bundle up. Next week, our guests are going to be from Oneida Recreation. They're going to talk about their recreation program, some of the youth initiatives that they have. And on Thursday, we're going to have our guests from Intergovernmental Affairs and the Oneida Library. So we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. Nugiwa.
Nangiwa.